Hello and welcome back to the channel. In the previous video, we saw how to implement our server using the built-in HTTP module. In this video, we're going to be implementing our server using a library called Express. Express is going to simplify our web application development by providing different abstractions for common web-related tasks. So we're going to create a new folder and we're going to call it Express Server, and we're going to open our terminal and navigate to this folder. In order to use the Express library, we need to install it. So we're going to have npm install Express. Once that's finished, we're going to use the npm init command. We're going to call our package Backend. We're going to use the default version. We're going to leave the description empty. The entry point is going to be index.js. We're going to leave the test command empty. We're going to leave the Git repository empty. We're going to leave the keywords empty. And finally, we can put in the name of the author. You can put in your own name. And we're going to use the default license. And we're going to press enter to confirm. And now our server has been created. So we're going to navigate to our Express server and we're going to create our entry point, which is going to be a file called index.js. So in here, the first thing we need to do is import the Express library. So we're going to use the new syntax we saw, which is const express, and we're going to use the require function and we're going to pass in express. Now to create an application, we're going to have a variable called app, and we're simply going to set it equal to express. The next thing we are going to do is paste in our list of notes, which I'll be putting in the description below. Once we've pasted in our notes, we're going to have different functionalities. So first we're going to have app.get, and we're going to pass in a slash. This is going to represent the root of our server. So the get function takes in two inputs. The first is going to be the address, the relative address, and the second is going to be a function. So this function is going to run whenever we go to that specified address. So we're going to have a request and a response. And in here, we're simply going to respond with hello world. So when using Express, you can use the send function, and we're going to pass in an h1 tag that says hello world. So what this is going to do is whenever the client accesses the root of our server, we're simply going to send back an h1 tag that says hello world. Now you may have noticed that we did not define the content type like we did when we were using the HTTP module. So this is one of the advantages of using Express. Express automatically sets the value of our content type, so we do not need to define it here. Next, we're going to have another get function, and this time the address is going to be /API/notes, and we're going to have a function with a request and a response. And in here, we're going to have response.json. So what this is going to do is it's going to convert our list of notes into JSON. In the previous video, when we were using the HTTP module, we used a different function to do this, which was the JSON.stringify function. But when we were using Express, we can use the .json function and pass in our list of notes. And finally, we need to define our port number. We're going to use the same port number as before. So we're going to have 3001, and we're going to finally have our listen function, and we're going to pass in our port. Now we can save our file. Before we run anything, we can add the shortcut that we added in the previous video. So we're going to open our package.json, and in the scripts key, we're going to add start, and we're going to give it a value of node index.js. And we can save this file. And now we're going to open our terminal, and in here, we're going to run npm start. So now we can open our browser. As you can see, at the root of our server, we get hello world. But if we access /API/notes, notes and press enter, then we get the list of our notes. One more issue that we need to fix is that whenever we make changes to our index.js file, we need to restart our server to see the different changes. And in order to solve this issue, we can use a package called nodemon. What this package is going to do is whenever we make changes, it's going to automatically restart our server. So first we need to install this package. So we're going to have npm install. We're going to use a flag that is save dev, and we're going to pass in nodemon. So what this flag does, if you remember, is it signifies that we want this package only for development, and when we go to the production phase of our application, we don't need this package. So we're only going to be using it for development purposes. Now we can press enter. Once that's done, we can go to the package.json file and add a shortcut. We're going to call it dev, and we're going to give it a value of nodemon index.js. So now when we want to run our server, we're going to pass in npm run dev. This time, as you can see from the terminal, we're using nodemon, and anytime we make changes, so let's go back to the index file and let's change one of the notes. So we're going to remove the y, and when we save our file, as you can see, nodemon restarts our server. So this has been a lesson on implementing servers using the Express library. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to show your support.